Welcome everybody and welcome to Buzzworthy TV. Did you miss me? I missed y'all. I missed y'all so much. Can we get a hug? I missed y'all. I missed y'all with every being in my body, y'all. I missed y'all. As I told y'all before when I was here and I became a little bit inconsistent, life has been lifing, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a story time before I get into what's going on. I don't want to bring you all down, but I just want to tell y'all what's been going on, okay? Because it's a lot been going on, and I just feel like we were on this journey to get 1,000 subscribers, and I just feel like I left y'all hanging, and I don't want to do that. Because y'all rock with me so tough. And I love y'all for that because y'all were with me. I was cranking out these videos and y'all was subscribing. Y'all was liking the videos and I appreciate y'all for that. And I feel like I really left y'all hanging. So I owe y'all an explanation. Or at least I feel like I owe y'all an explanation. And so here it goes. Okay. So initially life had been lifing because I was just working a lot. So I kind of lost my consistency with that. But then I had a tragedy happen, which made this hiatus a little bit even more inconsistent. It made it from maybe a few days to a week without a video to it's been basically 2 months, okay? And it's because I lost my niece, y'all. I lost my niece. She was a bright light in my family, and we as a family are still dealing with that. She was only 15 years old. We're still trying to make sense of it. You know, we were planning her sweet 16 birthday party. Her birthday was going to be in March. And so that's what we've been dealing with, you know, trying to allow her to rest in peace, you know, try to get some type of healing going on as a family, and me trying to work and trying to make up the money that I contributed, and now I don't mind that. So it's not about that. It's just that so much has been going on, and I just felt like I owed y'all an explanation because we've been, again, going through this together. You guys have been with me. When I said I was coming back and I wanted to get monetized and I wanted to do great things with this channel, y'all were there and I appreciate it. So that's why I'm here today, and I'm here to give y'all an explanation. And that's it, that's all, okay? I'm going to give y'all a full in-depth story time with that probably within the next week or two because I'm back. You know, it's so funny because I just cut on this camera and it feels like I never left. And so I'm ready. That's just a sign that God is telling me I'm ready. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So with that being said, I'm going to make my niece proud. Rest in peace to Kirsten Lauren Hutchins, Kiro G, Motion Girl KK. We going to do this. Okay? She will want me to succeed, so I'm going to succeed, okay? So, we are here today for me not to only give y'all an explanation, but for us to talk about all this mess that's been going on with Jeannie Mai and Jeezy, y'all. Y'all, I am shocked, okay? I am completely and utterly shocked. I'm not going to lie to y'all because I know what she said when she was married to Freddie and all that. You know, she likes black men for her, black men on the side, white meat keeps her mean and lean. I remember that. But I also know that was almost a decade ago, and I know that she's grown from that. I know that she's since been divorced. I mean, she was married to a white man at the time. I mean, she's supposed to come on national TV. It's like, oh, I love me some black man. I can't wait to have me a black man. No, she's married. She's a married woman, married to a white man. So at the time, it was more so like, hey, I prefer black men, but I fell in love with a white man. That's what I took it as. Maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm ignorant because I grew up in a diverse environment. So a lot of things that I'm not going to say, because I know racism. Don't get it twisted. I know racism, I know prejudice, but I also know by me having friends of different races, different cultural backgrounds, I give them a little bit more grace. And maybe it's just me being who I am with that big heart that I do that. And maybe you guys can drop down in the comments on where I'm going wrong with this and how I perceived it, but that's how I perceived it. I perceived it as she loves black men. She finds them attractive. She wants to bang them. But she happened to marry a white man, so that's what she ended up with me. So that's why he keeps her leaning me. But when they broke up, she was out there. She spent time with herself. See, here's the thing. I followed Jeannie Mai. And I remember she was really spending a lot of time with herself. She was going on live, just trying to figure this whole thing out when she got divorced. And she started dating. Next thing you know, she was dating Jeezy. And I actually liked them together. Because for me, I never felt like she was just doing too much. This is me, my personal opinion. Again, maybe it's me dealing with and being raised around different cultural backgrounds. I never thought that she was doing too much. A lot of people thought that she was doing too much. I never thought that. I always just felt that she was just being who she was. She grew up in the Bay. She had a lot of different friends that had, with different ethnicity. I'm sorry, y'all. These braces, okay? Different cultural backgrounds. And, so she knew, she experienced a lot. She, especially because she had already ran away as a teenager. So she grew up with a lot of different people, different types of people. So I never thought she was putting on for the gram or social media. I just really thought that that's who she was. Yes, she's Vietnamese, but she respects different cultures, particularly African American culture. I did not mind that. A lot of people took offense to it. So I really want you all to put this down in the comments because I am going to go to some of the comments of them just dragging her. I just don't understand. Okay? So just please, just bear with me because I just need to know. I'm just fixing my hair, y'all. I just need to know where some of the hate was coming from when the news broke that Jeezy had filed for divorce. Okay, so she gets with Jeezy. And they go on this whirlwind romance. And granted, I do think she was sharing a little too much because when she was on the reel, she was talking about her relationships. Now, granted, when I'm saying she's sharing too much, we also have to keep in mind that she was at the time on a talk show where part of it was sharing your life, okay? Where you talk about what's going on in your life. So at this point, she's dating Jeezy. That's what's going on in her life, right? So I understand that. I honestly do understand that part of her life and part of her job is to talk about what's going on in her life, and part of her life is talking about her relationship with Jeezy. Wasn't mad about that. And then, they had this whirlwind romance. She gets engaged, and then they get married, and they have a baby. Beautiful Monica Mai Jenkins, okay? When I tell you Monica Mai Jenkins is so beautiful, so smart. And honestly, if you follow Jeannie on Hello Hane, yes, she had a YouTube channel. It was called Hello Hane. And she showed a lot of different things. Yes, she showed that the child they spoke Vietnamese to the child. Her and Mama Mai. and then Jeezy would speak English and things like that. And I honestly didn't take any gripes with this because I just felt like, okay, she's becoming well-rounded. I mean, she's a biracial child. Her mother is Vietnamese and her father's African American. She needs to explore both cultures. I love that because not only did Jeannie Mai speak Vietnamese to her, and Mama Mai speak Vietnamese to her, but she would go to her grandparents' house down south and eat bacon and get that down south culture as well. So I just felt that she was well-rounded. I thought Jeannie and Jeezy had this blended family thing on lock when it came to their marriage and, come blending their cultures. I really did. So then we get to the shocking news that I saw. Honestly, I was scrolling. I was at work and I was on my break and I got on my social media because, like I said, that's just what I do. And I saw that Jeannie Mai and Jeezy were getting divorced and that he filed. I'm like, what? So I saw this first on Baller Alert. And I didn't see it anywhere else. And then, like, within an hour, it just started spreading. And then everybody just wanted to blame Jeannie. They was like, well, when a man files for divorce, it's a wrap because men don't usually file for divorce. And wasn't she the one that said that she liked dark meat on the side and white meat keeps her lean and mean, and that's what she get? And I get it. When I'm not, okay, here's the thing. Maybe I am giving Jeannie grace, but I'm not ignoring what she said, and I'm not ignoring how upset I was when I first heard it. But I am acknowledging that I heard it when it first came out. Again, this was way back when Tamar was still on the real, okay? Let's just keep it real. This was almost a decade ago. This woman was married at the time, got divorced, dated, got into a whole relationship with Jeezy, got engaged to Jeezy, got married to Jeezy, had a baby with Jeezy. All this didn't happen. So I'm going to give her grace to say that she's learned, she's evolved. Come on now. So, and then the fact that I just think that she wasn't trying to be racist. She was just trying to say that I love black men, but I fell in love with a white man. That's just me, and this is how I feel. Drop it down in the comments if I'm just being a little delusional. I can take that. Just please let me know. So anyway, we get to that point, and here we are with all this nonsense. Everybody's in the comments. They want to just throw Jeannie under the bus. Jeannie is just the problem. They want to resurface clips of when she was talking about her anger issues. And granted, what she said, would make you think that it's a red flag. She's saying that, oh, when I was married to my first husband, I found myself kind of being flippant at the mouth, having like a smart mouth. And when I got with Jeezy was more so like, who are you talking to? And that made him a little aggressive, which was triggering. And it triggered me because I'm already like this outspoken person. And she decided that, hey, I want to evolve. I really want this to work. So I'm going to kind of look at myself, step outside myself, and see how I can make changes and see how I am coming off to him, and rectify some of my behaviors so that we can make this work. Because I love him, I love our family, that part, okay? I didn't see nothing wrong with that. People just took what she said. She had anger issues. Like, what? Maybe it's the empath in me. I don't know. But I'm just like, where are y'all getting this from? That's not what she said. She said that her and Jeezy coming together made her realize that, hey, what I did over here ain't gonna work over there. And because I want this to work, I am going to step outside of myself and see if I can work on certain things that need to be improving. Same thing with him. Who's to say that he didn't do the same thing? She said she had to tell him, well, who are you talking to? You know, because he would get triggered as well, because she would get flipped at the mouth. So he would have to come back at her. So who's to say that he didn't have to step outside himself and work on how he came back at her? Everybody wants to just put it all on Jeannie, because she said that one little comment. Again, not excusing the comment. I'm just saying that that comment lingered, that she made over a decade ago. A lot of people didn't even know that she made the comment. A lot of people were just mad because Jeezy so fine. Jeezy, the man, he rich, he fine. And, you know, these people that ain't gonna have a chance with Jeezy just so mad that he was somebody that is not of his culture. But I'm like, he not gonna be with you, even if he wasn't with her. Like, stop it. So anyway, so now this comment has resurfaced. So any people who didn't even know what was going on, just going by hearsay, they get to see it because now it's resurfaced, along with her saying that, you know, she could be a little flippant at the mouth. Okay, so that's going on, and they're just bad. They are just like going in on her, and just said, well, when a man files for divorce, it's over, it's done. She did something. And it's like, yeah, I can see where y'all get that, because women usually will file for divorce to get a man's attention, to get a man to act right, you know, especially when the man has been doing the most. That is just something that's just common knowledge. I'm not going to deny that part of the argument of why people were just shocked that Jeezy went ahead and filed. I'm not going to deny that. But what I am going to say is that men who tend to cannot commit are easily the ones that will file for divorce. We have to remember that Jeezy has had 3 baby mamas. One of them he was engaged to, and she was basically an African princess. He didn't even want to marry her. So to say that, oh, well, Jeezy filed, she must have did something, because men don't usually file. Well, he never stayed with no woman. He don't know how to stick it out and try to make it work. He don't know how to put work into the relationship. No one is saying that about Jeezy. They're just like, oh, Jeannie must be the problem. And I'm like, what? I'm not getting it. Like, you didn't see his whole track record. And yes, she has a track record too. She has a track record of her husband divorcing, and her deciding that she didn't want a baby with him. And a lot of people are like, oh, she want to have a baby with that white man, but she want to have a baby with the black man. And it's crazy because, okay, she didn't want to have a baby with Freddie, but her and Freddie, again, I followed the reel. So a lot of people didn't follow the reel when they're making these assumptions. Jeannie's husband, Freddie, and Jeannie both decided that they didn't want kids in the beginning of their marriage. Now, Freddie, later on in the marriage, they were married for 10 years, he decided that he did want a child. Jeannie wasn't opposed to having a child. She just wasn't ready. She just didn't, this was not part of the plan. She was focused on her career. She was a boss chick. Like, Jeannie knew exactly who she wanted to be. She wanted to be Candy Burroughs without the tie and the kids, okay? She just wanted to be this mogul, just out here, and yeah, you my man, but you more just like along for the ride, whatever. And he wanted a baby as time went on. And she was like, but this wasn't part of the plan. But she didn't shut the door. She was just like, well, we need to go to counseling, and I'll freeze my eggs because at this point I'm not ready. But if this is what you want, I'm not going to shut the door down. Shut the door. But a lot of people don't see that. They just hear, oh, she didn't want a baby. No. They went to counseling. They tried to talk about it. They tried to work it out. She even was willing to freeze her eggs just in case, she felt ready. or she felt compelled to give him that child. But she didn't feel ready, and she wanted him to have the family that he desired, so she set him free. Now that became a whole situation, because after that, she was like, wait a minute. He got with this girl kind of quick, and she pregnant. A lot of my friends are telling me, hey, the math ain't mapping. So she went on the Breakfast Club and was like, yeah, my friends are telling me the math ain't mapping. So maybe he was with this girl before, the divorce was final, because she got pregnant kind of quick. And then all of a sudden, Freddie, his fiance, had to go in on Jeannie, talking about how she's this and she's that. Okay? So that's how it became this narrative of, oh, she made her husband miserable. That's not what it was. Okay? Please, keep up with the storyline before you start making assumptions. And I think a lot of people, when they be on social media, they just say the most insincere and insensitive shit. And it just annoys me. I think that's the most thing that annoys me about social media, and what keeps me from thriving and doing what I love to do. Because I love this. Like, I love y'all. Like, I love getting on this camera and just talking. But all this other social media stuff and the trolling and just like breaking people down, I cannot get with that. I'm just not that person. I'm not. I'm the type of person, if you say some shit to me, I'm not even gonna respond. I'm just gonna block you. I just can't. The way I'm set up, I just can't do it. So anyway, so now we're at the point where Jeezy's filed for divorce. Everyone's blaming Jeannie, going back from past narratives, and want to bring up all this shit. Don't want to bring up Jeezy and how him and his older son had this huge conflict. Even the oldest son said that he got physical with him, that Jeezy got physical with him and everything. No one's talking about the fiance that he left. No one's talking about that. They want to bring up all of Jeannie's stuff, which I don't mind. I'm just saying, hey, if we're going to bring everything out to the open, let's bring everything out to the open. Not just her faults, but his faults too. And let's just decipher and speculate. But no, everyone just want to blame Jeannie, as if they just want to make her out to be this villain. And I just don't completely feel that way. I just don't. I just feel like he blindsided her. I mean, if you look at the court documents, he had it notarized back in June and then served her back in September. And now, like 2 weeks ago. Okay, maybe you had talks with her about it, but the fact that you actually had papers notarized, I don't think she may have known that. I mean, she's on social media talking about how, she's praying for your success, and her and the daughter. Matter of fact, I'm going to play that for you guys, okay? We're going to listen to Jeannie and baby Monaco talk about Jeezy. Look,